Hey, welcome back everybody. So today we're in the shop. We've got an old familiar vehicle here behind us, and honestly, like I said, we're going to take care of an issue that has arisen after we built this truck. So what has happened is the transmission shift linkage, to where you put it in gear, drive, second, reverse, whatever, and it's developed some slack in it just due to the age of the vehicle. The indicator's off, so we're going to adjust the linkage on the bottom and then come up top, and I'll show you how to adjust the indicator to where it reads the way it's supposed to, and it's not, halfway between reverse and neutral, or reading second gear in drive. So let's get into that, and I'll show you what we're doing, and we'll go. All right, folks, so let's go ahead and get down underneath here, and we will get the repair started on the linkage. Oh, let's get underneath this thing. I know it's a little hard. All right, so if you look, we've got a linkage right there. And if I remember correctly, it is a 15 millimeter. So what has happened is, look at all the slop that's in that. We will have to crack this loose just a little bit. I want to make sure you get a good angle on that. And what happens is this lever was actually about right here. So what I want to do is I'm going to pull this lever tight. I'm going to push this actuator up, which is going to tighten the shift linkage up quite a bit. And then I'm going to hold it all in place as I tighten it down. Pretty easy on this side of it. All right, that's starting to tighten up. That's snug. It should be good. Now we'll get up here and we'll take the rest of it apart, and I'll show you how we adjust the... I've already got the two screws out, but honestly, there are two screws that are right here. They come out right here, and they go up to this piece that's going through right here. Now, once we get the screws out, we pull the bottom out first. And if you look, there's a open spot right there, and then we'll have to take this one over to the side a little bit and get it to pop out. Now when you put this back together, these two pieces go together like this right here, and that's what it looks like after it's on the column, just for future reference. Now if you look, there is a little tiny screw with a wire attached to it to actually adjust this. And what we're going to do is we're going to adjust this screw, and watch when I tug on the wire, it moves the selector. So right now it is a little bit too tight, so I'm going to loosen this up a little. Alright, so let's get the ratchet here, and we will go ahead and get this loose. Spin it out with my hand. This should start to separate. We should have carefully pop this out a little bit. This should pop right off there. All right, there's that. And if you look, it's just got a little offset keyway. This is going to be a little harder. And that actually pulled the insert out, but that's okay, because now I can just click the insert and just slide it right back in there. No worries. And then I have to take something barely stick it back on and turn the lights off. There we go. All right. Now that's free. We can lower that down. And we've exposed another bolt on this side. Should be another one on the other side as well. We will go ahead and continue the same process on the other side. And we'll get up in here. Alright, so we will get a hold of it and get it started to pop out. And see, there's a bolt right there. It's holding it, so we don't want that loose. And that way we can gain access to the other bolts that hold in the gauge cluster. Alright, so we will throw that down here. Throw these two down here as well. This one. Loose. There should be one on this side right here. You can see that. And one right here. All right. Now that should allow us to expose all of this. Snaps out there. Snap right here. Alright. And then we can just easily set that out of the way. Now, if you look, we are left with this glass right here. Now, what holds the plastic on are these little pieces right here. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this glass, clean it up, and then all I need is a little bit of nail polish on that right there. So, 1 second, I'll get this off. Okay, so I had to take all that stuff apart just to get to this little piece right here. Now, what I gotta do is, once I get this cable over here, I gotta secure it and get this little bitty tiny bolt out that holds this carrier that slides in and out. Now, what I'll do is, or if I can just pop it off there, now I'm going to work this carrier out of this housing in order to be able to paint it. Alright, so now I'm just going to be able to get the rest of this apart. And then I can put a little bit of orange paint on that and we can call it a day. Okay folks, so I was in the middle of the filming on the indicator on this truck, and I just got notified that we actually have a 10-acre forest fire here in the area. It's fairly close, so I'm going to have to go and see if we're going to get evacuated, or if, you know, the potential of us getting evacuated, I should say. I just had a fire truck, forest fire service truck leave here, so that's what I'm going to do, and hopefully we can finish the video today. I don't know yet. I'm going to go talk to these folks, and let's see what we can get done. Okay, so I had to remove all of this stuff just to get this piece right here, which is actually the little indicator. And what has happened is the indicator in here has faded over time, and now I'm going to take this apart and turn it orange again. Alright, so now I've got this little tiny drill bit, and I am going to take my time and slowly drill all the little pieces off here, so I can actually get this apart. And then I'll have to glue it back together once I'm done. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get this stable. It's a little bit too big. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little tiny drill bit and I'm going to carefully drill all of the little pieces out of this where they have melted to plastic. And that will allow me to get it apart. To access the slider. And like I said, I'm being very careful not to mar the black on the finish on that. Okay, so okay, and there it is. Our little indicator is out. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of orange paint, standard orange paint, reflective orange paint, and see where the P is sun faded. I'm going to reapply some paint on this and turn it all orange again. Now this is the first coat, so I won't do that great. Probably still see a little bit of P through it, but again, I'll let that dry and then we'll hit it again. So Now, let's let that dry. And we will let it put a second coat on it and then put it back together. Okay, so let's check this out here. Okay, this is dry. So now I'm going to go ahead and pop this side up again and go ahead and slide this back in there. All right, now I'll just go ahead and reattach the little lever and make sure it's going to work. Absolutely perfect. Now you wonder how we're going to fix this right here. All right, well, for one, we can go ahead and snap it back down over these little pieces here that I drilled out. And then it's a matter of a toothpick and a little bit of super glue. So we'll just go ahead and put a little dab of super glue around the edges here. And the reason we have to do this is because these are no longer available at Ford, and if you get one from the junkyard, more than likely it's in the same shape as this one, which is not really going to do anybody any good. So, ergo, the only way we can truly fix this. Alright, let's just set that out of the way, and then we will work this back down on here. And get it started gluing back. Make sure our indicator is working. We're going still. We haven't glued it. Alright. We're going to go ahead and pop that back over that little piece. Do the same thing with this one. And the same thing with this one. Okay. Perfect. Alright, and there we have it. All right, we got that apart, and like I said, we've got this to where it's actually reading accurately now. Okay, folks, so we've got it done. We've got it all back together. I'll go ahead and I'll show you what it looks like. And, you know, like I said, this is the only way we can do this because these aren't available anymore through Ford. And if you do find one, more than likely it's going to be faded too because it's come from a junkyard and it's sit out in the sun for many years. So, without further ado, let's check this out. All right, so if you look before, it was all faded. Now, you can see the P again. I'll go ahead and turn the key on. I won't start the truck this time, but there's reverse, neutral, drive, second, and first. And it is exactly the way it should look. Let's go ahead and see if all the detents are working as well. Let's see, reverse detent's working, neutral. All right, and the drive detent is working. So, perfect. So it won't let you overdo and drive and get down into second gear or pull it down too slow. So that's the way it's supposed to be. All right, and there you have it. So if you like what we're doing, you want to see more, hey, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching, folks.